great way to help your students gain the full experience is to incorporate technology in your assignments. Depending if you're teaching an online course or a course via teleconference, or even if it's a face to face course, the more technology you incorporate for your students, the more energized they will be in participating. So many of so many students already have electronic devices and they're prohibited from using those devices in the high school classroom. That does not mean that they don't check their devices. So if you can find a way to integrate that technology, whether it's from a laptop computer or from their own personal devices, into your assignments or even your quizzes, maybe take an online poll. This will really engage the students rather than taking a paper pencil quiz. Another way to get the full experience is to communicate deadlines, not just with students, but with their high school liaisons, whether it's their high school monitor or the high school counselor. So many times, students need to have their syllabus, which gives them all deadlines for the assignments, but many times they have no experience looking at a syllabus or utilizing the syllabus. So, if you can communicate those expectations to their monitors or their liaisons so that they can help remind the students of what expectations that they have and when due dates are coming up. This does not mean that the students are still not responsible for turning in their work on time, but they have those liaisons there to maybe encourage them to complete their assignments before their work is due. And a lot of times, those high school liaisons, they don't have access to the syllabus or they don't have access to the online platform that you might be using for your students because only students that are registered for the course can see that. So if you just as a courtesy send your high school liaisons a copy of your syllabus, a copy of your deadlines and your expectations, they can help to ensure that students get their work done, get it in on time, and that it is appropriate. Some other things you need to keep in mind is that when you're setting due dates, you need to give the students plenty of time to get their work done. Now, obviously, it's within 16 weeks. Some days that you should stay away from assigning homework or assigning due dates are Fridays. Um, this may be something that you're not thinking about, but typically Fridays are when the activities are going on, such as football games, basketball games, pep rallies. So a lot of those days they're on, let's say, pep rally schedule, so it's a reduced amount of schedule to get their work done. And a lot of students will wait until the last minute to submit their work. So if you were to assign deadlines either Thursday or even Wednesday, so that way they can ensure that work is done, and then they have the Friday to enjoy their regular high school activities. Another thing you'll have to deal with are possibly our parents. Obviously, on a college campus, you don't get much communication from parents asking how their student is doing, or asking for extensions and deadlines, or asking just even questions about why their student got their grades the way that why the student earned the grade that they did. Now, in high school, that's a completely different story. Parents are constantly asking why a student made a specific grade. Now, it's not your obligation to respond to the parents. I would have a policy and I would actually tell my students in dual credit that if you have a question, you need to email me, you need to communicate with me. I do not communicate with parents, so that they know that their parents can't go and advocate on their behalf. Now, there may be times when parents will overstep those bounds, so you need to make clear communication with the parents that you will take the issue or the matter up with the student, and if the student has issues that they need to contact you directly.